All right. We're back for another one. Another open court discussion in the Counselor's Corner. March Madness is over and springtime is in the air. So does that mean we will play nice tonight? I doubt it. But you never know. Well, anyways, I'm your host, David Lorenzo Glover, aka the Controversial Counselor. Joining me is the Dream Team panel, Herb Lewis, the Big Bad Wolf,
Ow!
Willie A. Price speaks absolutely nothing but the truth.
Yeah, I don't know how much truth I'm gonna speak tonight, but I'll give it a shot.
Uh, the female panelists are not here yet, but I'm going to still shout them out. Christine comes correct all the time. Brooks, the lovable Lakia Perry, Annetta Life Coach Williams, and the youngest in charge, Shaughnessy Andrews. On Monday, we discussed the topic: what does protection feel and look like in a relationship? You already know or heard it got heated up in the Counselor's Corner based on the slap heard around the world. Um, okay, let me move before that topic comes up again. So tonight, April 11th, we have a carryover topic that we will lead off with. Now, ladies, what are your issues with sensitive men? And again, 1 minute, one minute you say you want somebody romantic, sensitive, caring, concerning. Then the next minute, oh, he too soft. Oh, all he do is bitch. He cries and whines too much. So what is it? What is it? I know you're looking for that perfect balance, but we need to know. That's why I'm wondering where are my ladies at tonight?
As long as he got
anyways,
dough, they'll stick around for a while.
I can imagine the responses. Hey, fellas, you know we can't win for losing. Now let's see what we have on the rest of the menu. How much are you willing to ignore just to say you have a mate? That's number two. Number three, why do we look to our mates as therapists? Yeah, a lot of people, a lot of relationships, your mate is your therapist, that's your best friend. And again, that's another thing dealing with balance. Because sometimes if you dumping everything on your mate, it gets to be overwhelming. And he may say, shit, I ain't even coming home. I'm gonna work, I'm gonna go to work, or I'm gonna do something. I go for a walk, go to the mall, do something, go to the bookstore. I don't even want to come home because I know I'm gonna get hit with all of this family stuff, work stuff, drama, and sometimes vice versa. It could be guys that's doing that. So no matter what, your mate shouldn't be your therapist. And number four, how would you feel if your future husband or wife kept something away from you regarding your child? For example, taking your 16-year-old daughter to get an abortion without telling you. You're the dad, and the stepmom takes the daughter to get an abortion without even telling you. How would you feel about that? So we're gonna talk about that. So basically, the dad calls off the wedding and stops speaking to his daughter. What should he have done? So we have another banger tonight. Headed your way. Please like and share our video and subscribe to the YouTube channel, The Controversial Counselor. And we here, and it's time to get rocking and rolling. What's going on, Doug Ruffin? Thanks for joining us tonight. So here we have it. What's good, fellas? What's new? What's good? What's not so good? Talk to me.
Well, my elbow's healing. I still can't put up some
I'm not
basketball shots, but I'm doing okay. Starting to get the house in order. For whatever reason, winter just kind of just makes me just hibernate. I tend to let the house get a little messy, so I'm in the midst of getting the house back in order, plotting and scheming, and life as usual. Still haven't heard anything back about the paternity test. So at this point, I'm just gonna write that off.
All right, Willie, what's good?
Well, it's not good. I contracted COVID on Thursday from somebody.
Sorry to hear that.
I know that's when it happened. Yeah, I went to an event and I knew the person. I knew the person had some issues with vaccines, but you can have an issue with vaccines, but when you just go around other people, you know what I mean? Other people do all kind of so care, Earl, and I thought about it, and I went to and ended up it hit me Sunday. Sunday. As soon as it hit me, I knew exactly what it was because I had it 2 years ago. And
oh
when it
wow.
hit me, I knew I had it 2 years ago. And when it hit me, I knew exactly what it was. Lost my taste buds. I was sweating. I couldn't move. My body was so aching and sore. I was high temp. And so I just been in the house all day today and doing a lot of the same things I did last time to get rid of it.
That just shows you people
but I
can't
looked
let
up,
up
my
your
alarm
guard.
went off. My alarm went off. Huh?
Now I said that just shows people you can't let up your guard. A lot of people they get real
exactly.
real loose and
I
real
let it up
lax.
for a second. And that's what happened. I let it up, and that's what ended up happening. It's like I said, as soon as it hit me Sunday, I knew what it was, and I knew where I was when I got it.
Are you vaccinated?
No. Nope.
Okay. All right. So well, I wish you a speedy recovery. I hope you do everything to get back on track, get get back to normal. And man, it's unfortunate
I'm
that
much
you
better
came down with that.
today. I'm much better today. I'll be all right by next week. So I'm in the house all week doing what I got to do.
That's good.
Did you go get tested?
Yeah, I tested. I had the in-home kit. And like I said, when I tested it, I knew, like I said, I knew what it was, but when I tested it, it just confirmed it. I knew exactly what it was when I was feeling the same thing I felt 2 years ago.
You look clammy.
Aching. I am. I've been in the bed all day.
Do you
sweating.
Have cayenne pepper?
Yeah, I'm drinking all that stuff and
don't drink it.
I'm doing a lot of the same stuff I did last time when I had it.
Take the cayenne pepper and boil it. Boil it in your house. You're the only one to be there, and just let it go through the house, and so you can bring all that up. Because consuming it, it's gonna make you use the bathroom. But if you're inhaling it, it's gonna bring everything up, and all that sweating, you're gonna sweat more, but it's gonna help you, and it's gonna help you not build any fluid around your lungs.
So boil the cayenne pepper in the house. Just boil it and let it in the air. You saying? Okay.
Almost treat it as if it's a diffuser.
Yeah.
And I do a nasal flush.
You need to bring all of that up because what happens with the COVID, it's a virus. So what virus does, it builds fluid around your vital organs. The first organ it hit is the lungs. So that's why pneumonia comes.
And as much as you want
you want to be able to cough. You want to make sure that you're coughing outwardly. You want to make sure that you are drinking a lot of fluids and that you're dumping as much as possible. So
and move.
Yeah, and you gotta move. You can't be laying in the bed, or that's why we were sending people home from the hospital when they were tested positive, because if they would stay in the hospital,
so they can move.
They would have stayed
that's
in the hospital.
That's when you sick, get that pneumonia.
Yeah. Yep. So you got to keep moving. You got to keep coughing, even when you don't feel like coughing. Just clear your throat just to clear that air passage out.
Yeah. Yeah, because my breathing, like I said, like all the stuff that happened, my breathing, all of a sudden, my breathing just got horrible. But I do a nasal flush like every couple hours, and that's been helping clear up a lot of it. So yeah, I'll be fine. I'll be fine by next Monday.
Your problem. You ain't want to meet no new women. She would have took care of you.
You would have had flowers. You would have had all you needed.
Yes, soup.
But you too good for women. I bet none of your homeboys will bring you soup.
Not till it get warm. Not till it get warm.
Ain't none of your homeboys gonna bring you soup.
Right. Shawty, guess what I did?
What?
Uh-oh.
I sent a man some flowers to work.
Oh, Jesus.
And
Okay.
lunch.
I like
Sent
that.
her flowers and
Oh,
lunch.
Jesus.
I like that.
Oh, the cuss you.
I
No,
can see
never
the
mind.
lunch. Don't do with no flowers.
Let me be detailed. Let me
Flowers.
hold on.
Don't do
Let
with
me
no
be
Yes,
flowers.
they
detailed.
do. No, yes, they do. Yes,
Hold
they
on,
do.
No.
hold on. Let me
Don't
be
do with no
detailed.
flowers.
Can I be detailed?
Hold on. Hello, Annetta. Hello, Shaughnessy.
Hey.
How y'all
Hi,
doing?
So let me be detailed about it. It was a bottle with the message in there, but it had the flowers inside the bottle, and the message was my phone number and me saying that I was intrigued.
Wow.
So wait a minute.
Look at you.
Along with the message in the bottom, did you actually include the song?
Include what?
The song.
Message in a bottle.
No,
Time in the bottle.
Y'all so
I
petty.
need to know
Oh.
who this man is.
Say it again.
I need to know who
Herbie,
this man
Herbie.
is because he
We
got
have
you
to
pulling
talk.
out all the stops.
Herbie
We have
told
to
us
talk.
some
We have
stuff.
to talk on the sideline, but just know he's a well-known attorney in DC, and he shared with somebody he was interested, but he was like, "I feel like she got somebody," so I had to let him know that I didn't.
I
I
the way
found
you
out he
move.
liked Mexican
Mhm.
food, so I said, "Oh, the Mexican spot is right by his office." So I ordered the Mexican food, ordered the message in the bottle, and sent it.
That was nice. I like it.
I got
I
the
like
delivery at 12:07. That ninja called me at 1:13.
Wow.
Which
That is
just
so
goes to show,
romantic.
fellas, that whole waiting nonsense out the window. Strike while the iron's hot.
The who?
Hey,
I like
Christine.
that.
Hi.
Strike while the FE's hot.
Seemed like you ain't been, like we ain't seen you in about 2 months, like you was on a sabbatical.
I know, right?
I don't think it was that long.
been on the
but
runway.
I know it
does
wasn't.
feel
Yeah.
I know it wasn't.
It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah. 2
Last
weeks.
week you weren't there.
Y'all, I've been working hard.
Mm-hmm.
She's been on
I
the
actually
runway.
just got another promotion, so I'm like really excited.
Oh yes, congratulations.
Did you just get one the other week?
I
No,
got
that was-
one. I got one in November.
That was
I got one in
Annetta that
November.
got the promotion last week.
Who, you did?
No, Annetta.
Annetta.
Last week was
Oh, okay.
Annetta.
Oh yeah. That's right.
I mean,
Wow.
big things happen for us, brown sugar sisters.
The stateside women. The stateside women.
Guess I better leave.
As-
I guess I better leave them
Wow.
Japanese women alone and get with my. I'm joking. I'm joking.
As,
I just dropped my phone.
as Ron Will says, keep rising and transforming. I ain't mad at you.
With you, David. I cannot with you.
I'm joking. I'm messing around.
Congratulations, Christina.
Thank you.
Wow.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Congrats.
This just happened
We
today.
got nice.
Yes.
We
I
got some
love it.
dynamic. We have some dynamic women on this show.
Right. The people in this group better act like it because I'm tired of these. Not you guys. Not you guys.
We know,
Yeah,
honey, baby.
I seen you checking a couple people today, Shaughnessy.
They on my nerves. They be on my nerves.
Hey, like I
Talking
said, I
about
don't.
crabs and condoms. Sir, you're going to be the first one to get the clap. You're going straight to the clinic. If you think that you wearing a condom, now you don't have crabs. Like, goodbye.
Well, and that your reaction says it all because he brought it up. He made this post about women and them not
just they're satisfied as long as they don't get pregnant, but they're not
demanding.
worried about anything else. Like, sir,
Really?
I like the way you had rephrased that and had the same content he had, but turned it around and made it
right. And
make the
honestly, if it was
statement
a respectable post and he was being completely honest, I would have answered it in a completely honest way. Give me the baby. Because I don't want no disease. Give me the baby.
Wow.
But I don't know. It just it's a lot.
People just
I don't.
carefree, man.
And then people bringing up people's family members is something that don't sit well with me. And I don't want no.
I feel like you crossed the line when you start doing that. And
don't ask me about my husband, my wife, my daughter. No, because I want to know your address. Like, don't do that.
Yeah,
like,
no, see, I'm going to pull cards here. I'm going to pull cards here.
Here we go.
When that was done to homeboy, y'all didn't say a goddamn thing. And now y'all want to be offended.
That's not true. That's not true.
Last week, hold on. Last week.
Just got on a woman last week. I said it was in poor taste and it was disgusting because his wife had nothing to do with this conversation. And that
No. I'm not saying you particular. I'm just saying there was about 4 or 5 women that followed suit.
Oh yes, I agree with you. And I said it was
and jumped on him behind that. Okay, I'm not saying
I agree.
Let's be totally honest out here and say, not this panel, because we're very balanced and level-headed. We have to admit that some of the people, even the women, I was about for some of the women in the corner. I'd be like, okay, what river do you live on? What short bus did you ride to school?
And then the same thing as men, like who hurt you?
Honest, and then they be trying to act like they speaking something that has so much value. I'd be like, girl, go put your Android down and go to work.
Android, yes.
Yes.
Hold up, I still got an Android. Don't talk about the damn Android. Ain't nothing wrong with the Android. Leave the Android out.
Listen, it's something about somebody.
That door and say, "Welcome to Walmart."
It's something about somebody that uses Android that you can tell. Like, I just don't know. Oh my gosh, it's just so weird.
Leave Android out.
It be misco. I'm just saying, put your Android down and say, "Welcome to Walmart."
It's just so crazy, and it's like at these big ages, the conversations are just.
Come on, did she say big ages?
Yes,
that was her polite way of saying old.
Right, because a post a couple weeks and lady was like, "I'm 55," and I know I was like,
and you're too old to be having this conversation. That's just what it is.
Talking with no wisdom, you probably don't tell nobody you 55.
You wasted 35 of those years, ma'am.
Yeah, you're not talking with wisdom. You sound like a runaway girl. Yeah.
Y'all coming real hard.
Wow.
But we can't come hard because we are females. It'd be different if it's coming from a male.
I understand.
But we coming as a female, we telling these females, you got to have a little more class with you. Some you put up about a chick, and I was like, that's not classy with the little panties. Somebody put up something with a panties, and I was like, I think those are private pictures, probably for her boob.
Oh, I saw like crap.
That's what I thought too, and I saw that, and I was just like, I can't imagine somebody actually doing something like that.
Y'all know how you have those urban books, the True to the Games, and the Hustler's Wives and all that other stuff. That was a cover photo for one of those books that somebody leaked. And they presented it as if it was the lady's birthday. And it was totally like, she posed for the picture, so she's still dead wrong. But the way that the internet can switch stuff up and make it seem like she was really just taking that picture to pull her panties off just because it was a Thursday afternoon is really crazy.
Yeah. So what are we talking about today?
All right, so let's go. Topic number 1. Now, ladies, what are y'all issues with sensitive men?
Yes, ladies.
I don't really have a problem with it.
Sensitive? We need to talk about sensitive, the word. What are we saying? What's sensitive?
Let's give a true definition.
Well, maybe y'all should create that definition of what y'all think a sensitive man is.
For me to say that a man is sensitive, I would say that he doesn't know how to manage his emotions. I would say it's somebody who's a hothead. I would say it's somebody who does not know how to lead without being overly emotional. I would say that it's somebody who gossip. I can't stand a gossiping man. I would say that it's somebody who doesn't display strong leadership characteristics. So that's a sensitive man for me. So when they say these men are sensitive, I don't think a man that cry should be depicted as sensitive. I think that's somebody who's in tune with their emotions. Okay. I don't think that so for me, I'm gonna be honest. We're gonna throw this out there. I know we don't want to talk about it again. I would consider Will Smith to be sensitive. Okay. The only reason why I would consider him to be sensitive, it's because I feel like the manipulation and the cunningness that Jada plays has broken his manhood down. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what I consider a sensitive man, a man who has been stripped of his manhood and he's been emasculated so much that he doesn't walk in his authority and the strength.
And he displays toxic masculinity, which is what was portrayed at the Oscars.
Now, and I'll be honest with you, 95% of the men in your corner, in your counselor corner, is sensitive.
She said 95. Wow, that's a high ass number. 95. Wow.
How dare you? Oh.
But Shaughnessy had came up with some numbers before a while back. I forgot what the numbers were.
I came up with some numbers.
You had said something about it was something you was like 70% of the guys here. It was something you had posted, whatever.
It must have been a day y'all pissed me off.
Yeah, let me suggest this. Why don't y'all ladies develop a questionnaire and y'all can post it in the group? That way you can figure out who is and who isn't sensitive, and you can assign numbers to it or something like the Briggs Myers.
Sounds like a lot of work, Herb.
I just feel like when somebody, I feel like when you can answer the way that you want to answer. Same way, I don't even agree like with in psych wards where they do these questionnaires to see if they're going to let people go home or stay. I can answer either way. I can answer off the wall and make me stay because I want a vacation, or as if everything is okay and I'm really not. So those questionnaires, they you can answer how you want.
Too easy to manipulate.
Oh, speaking of language, I do not understand.
I think for the most part, a sensitive man is one who cannot take constructive criticism without being defensive. Of course, anybody that's beat down on and it's a way to, tell someone something without talking down to them. But if you're expressing yourself to your partner or a man in your life or whatever the relationship is, and there's instantly a defense that comes up, an instant, you're wrong, I don't want to hear it because you can't live in your truth or what is wrong with you. That is what I see as a sensitive man. I don't know. I just feel like it could be a loaded question too, because I know that society thinks that men are supposed to be without emotion, and that's not the case at all. That's not what I believe. But I do believe there's a far cry of a difference from a sensitive man and a man that is emotional or is in tune with his emotion.
It's so much stuff behind that. And like you said, that society says that, fathers tell their boy, son, get up. If you fall, get up, don't cry. Why the hell a 2 or 3 year old who skinned their knee in his blood wouldn't cry? I
tell my daughter the same thing. Walk it off. I just told her yesterday. Everybody was like, what? She fell. She said her arm was broken. I said, if your arm was broken, you wouldn't be able to walk. The whole room stopped and was like, what? I promise y'all, if her arm was broke, if she fell and broke her arm, she would not have
Oh yeah.
Her arm ain't broke. She can walk, her arm fine. Walk it off.
There's going to be a little exaggeration from kids, but I don't think that, like far as little boys, that you shouldn't give them the opportunity to cry and release or whatever the case is.
Absolutely.
So to me, whatever father, grab your son, like it's all right, man. Give him a hug, whatever. You'll be all right, whatever, and give him some encouragement and reassurance. But to say if you keep crying, I'm gonna punch you in your chest or something like that,
Wow.
that's the wrong message to be given.
And I
so
think
Yeah.
it's important to try to figure out a lot of times why kids are crying. What are you, and that's no matter whether I know what exactly happened, I could have seen the whole thing happen. If I see exactly what happened and you're still crying, sometime over the summer, a counselor told my son that she was going to write him up, and he started crying. And I'm like,
Oh yeah.
what are you crying for? Tell me, talk to me. Like, why? Tell me exactly why you're crying. Because she's going to get me in trouble. With who? Like, who? She's going to write me up. Okay, and then what? And then he sat there and was like, I don't know. Exactly. Exactly. So just it's okay. Like I get it. You're frustrated. You're upset. She is annoying. I heard all of that. But in this moment, you getting upset about it, it's not doing anything. And you're not in trouble. And what can she gonna write you up? She gonna write you up, okay. She's an adult. You have to be respectful. Let's move on. But I do think it's some things, even when a child does cry, it's worth talking to them through, not necessarily saying don't cry, you shouldn't be crying, but just to talk through to also help them sort emotions, because now in the future, he knows if he's not wrong, and we have already had a conversation about it, there's no need for him to cry about getting a write-up in camp. Like, I don't know what kind of kid he think, like, it's camp. Like, you can't get it. What's the trouble in camp that you can get in?
So let me ask y'all ladies this. So say for example, if it was a guy, it was a job, the certain job he wanted. He put blood, sweat, and tears to get it. He studied, he practiced, he put all into it. Then he found out he didn't get it. He came home and he was talking to you, and he was frustrated, and he cried, like he was so angry, frustrated that he cried. How would would y'all say, man up? Because some women be like, man, you need to man your ass up or whatever.
No, that is so mean. Oh my God. I see it all the time in the fire department. In the fire department, you see that all the time. These men work hard. They work hard. And when they come back around and they're like, I didn't pass. And it's like, oh, shoot. And they be hurt. Some people try and have been trying for years to get in the fire department and they just don't make it. But I don't think that's
so. What does crying do for that?
Just release that frustration.
Yeah, I'll explain it like this. The three biggest disappointments I've ever had in life. One was being academically dismissed from Buff State, and I remember I sat there in my dorm, and I said, "How am I going to actually face myself?" I said, because when my peer group is coming back here, I won't be here. And I didn't know how to handle that. It was something I never contemplated. It was something that I never thought was going to ever happen, because there was a series of events that led up to that. The second one was when I didn't win the first time I ran for school board here in Niagara Falls, New York, and I thought about all the time that I put in there for like 2-3 months, 40 hours a week, in addition to working. And I sat there and I had to figure out a way to be able to manage that so I didn't break mentally, because I wanted to withdraw. No, but the thing about it is you don't know what to do, because it's an experience that you've never had, and that's the thing that a lot of young Black boys find themselves in, is they're in a situation for the first time that they've never encountered, so they don't know how to manage anything. And I think that's where either an older brother, an uncle, or father comes in to allow them to navigate certain things, so they can have that, like Christine said, so they can have that release and still maintain the dignity or the dignified presence that's going to be required of them as a man. And I think far too often a lot of people think men don't cry. They do. They just, for the most part, don't do it in public, because what happens is once you do that in public, we see what happened with Will Smith. Now you're a target.
But see,
go ahead.
I don't think that, and I'm not saying that society doesn't say it, but I don't think you should have to. And I feel like that's not the first time Will Smith cried in public. That's not the first time we've seen men of that state. Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, we made fun of him via memes for forever.
Yes, but
crying.
hold on. Let me see for a moment. But the difference between Will Smith and Michael Jordan is we have never seen Will in a competitive nature. We've seen Michael in a competitive nature. We've seen Michael stand up to people on basketball courts who are much bigger than he is, and him stand there and look and stare them in the eye. And that's the difference. We've never seen Will exhibit any type of aggression.
I was going to say that's not competitive. That was confrontational, which we've never seen from him.
Right, from Will Smith, but I'm saying we've seen competitive from Michael Jordan, so we know that Michael has that masculine presence. We don't know Will to be that. And even his mother said he has never exhibited that type of presence ever in his life.
Let me just interrupt just for 1 minute. Somebody wrote in a comment, if this is completely off topic. Somebody wrote in the comment, you could break your arm and still work. You could break a bone and still work. Walk. Yes, we know that. It was real bad drama. And the fact of the matter is, if you're that hurt, you was going to sit there in a little bit and you're going to take some time to gather yourself. You're not going to pop back up, come running to me and cry. So if you could walk, and
you're gonna sit right there and cry until mommy comes to you.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's the thing that you don't, and that's the thing that you don't want your young boys to do. It's not that crying is the issue. It's when there's that first instinct to always cry, because then they're being coddled.
Like,
and at a certain point,
said, that's male or female. When you're dealing with kids, if you want to prevent that drama,
right?
Yes.
You cut them off. You basically are telling them, I know that you're being extra right now. Cut it out.
Right.
Right. And then sometimes still, even as a young child and a young boy, I'm not telling my son that he cannot cry, but, and this is anybody, especially children, we need to know why, or you need to be able to work through your emotions and understand why you're crying, why you're frustrated, why you're upset in the moment. Same thing when with accidents. You have kids that'll spill things and then they'll start crying. I'll do the same thing with my kids. Why? My son, again, I washed his earpods. He started crying. Why are you crying? Because it's my earpods and they're this much money. Whose money was it?
Emotional as hell. Anyway,
I told you I was going to replace them. So it's fixed. Like, you're crying and nothing's going to help. You got to still be able to talk through those. And I feel like once that starts as a child, you know how to manage those feelings better. And you know, I guess you don't feel like you're going to be shamed for crying. You have an open space to talk about why you're crying or why you're feeling these emotions. And I think that's the biggest thing. And I do think that society has to, I guess, allow men grace in that area, because just because you cry don't mean you're sensitive.
Right.
And one of the things, what I do, me and one of the teachers, we have a males group, like a homeroom group, that we have some boys that kind of at risk. They struggle academically, socially, behavior wise, and they're in a group. So we often talk to them about, stages of development and the way that they carry themselves. So one of the things I always tease with them about, like, you're in the hallway, everything is motherfucker this, suck this and that. You bitch, everything. You hear all this. I said, then when y'all mothers or fathers come around, like, if y'all gonna be this way all the time.
All the time.
Right. But then when y'all mothers and fathers come and you're having a meeting with you, and the parents be there first, then you call the kid down, then they walk in the room. Hi, mommy. Hi, daddy. Huh? Like, I'm looking like, what? Like, this ain't the one that was just in the hallway. Motherfucker, this, fuck this, and all that stuff. Hi, mommy. Hi, daddy. Like, I'm like, wow. Like, wow. So,
I know my youngest does it.
Like, it's crazy. Like, if you're gonna be that way, if that's the way you want to be, if you want to be a thug, you got to live that out. You got to live that out throughout. It's no turning back if that's the lifestyle that y'all want to live, or if you want to be a regular law-abiding person who just knows when to have certain emotional intelligence. Then let's take it like that. But too many of them want to be and I know it's peer pressure that they want to seem like they're this and that, but I'm like, I know, I know. And I'll tell them, I know.
I'm listening to you guys, and I hear what you're saying, but I one thing I don't hear anybody saying is where it all begins. And I talk about this quite often that when young men, especially young men, when we talk about sensitive and emotional, are raised in a single family household with a mother, head of household, and sisters in the household, that's where a lot of the emotions and sensitivity comes from. If they have brothers, then sometimes it's not as bad. But when you're in a household where it's a mother and you got two, three sisters, and you don't have any uncles around, or they're around but they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, you will find that young man is going to pick up those sensitive feelings and reactions to situations. Somebody step on his finger, or step on his shoe, or they lash out and they start crying and hit. That's not a, like, what you call a manly reaction. You cry and you hit, those kind of things. They respond with emotion versus thinking. And I talk about all the time, men respond with thought and girls respond with emotion. And a lot of times you'll find that young men who are in
that is, because
Willie, you say that all the time.
That's not.
I do say it. That's what I said. I'm saying what I say. I'm not saying what nobody else say. This is what I say, and this is based on the young men that I work around, and I see how they respond to things.
Yeah, but that's a small.
And they respond out of emotions.
Well, let's look at it like this. I'm sorry, Willie. I don't mean to interrupt you like this. Let's look at it like this. If you put a mouse in front of the vast majority of women, what do?
Scream.
A who? Oh.
Now, if you put a mouse in front of a man, what does a man do?
He gonna scream.
And that's the base difference. So what Willie is saying is the reaction that women have isn't from here. It isn't from here. It's from here.
Emotions.
That's what Willie is saying. Because just like BGS said, women feel the world, men think the world.
Right. Most men respond with thought. That's how you're supposed to, when you're a man, you're supposed to think things out and respond with thought. Okay, what's going to happen, or how do I address this? But sometimes you have young men who are, raised in single households with sisters and things like that, and they respond emotionally. So as they grow up and they get older, they still respond that way.
And Vicky, I think that's a very emasculating and horrible statement to make, that
men's bitching is
their crying. I think that's horrible, and the reason why I say that's horrible.
Your girl Vicky,
Yeah, pretty much. Take what you say with a grain of salt.
Because and this is where I always come in and end up being wrong. And females in the comments,
the villain.
Y'all can inbox me if y'all want. Y'all gonna get checked again. This is why I say you're wrong, because we get upset when men say we the angry black women, but then you make that statement and want to get feel some type of way. You can't make a statement and then don't like a statement they come back and comment.
And bitching is their form of crying. In what form?
In what form? And any man that's doing that, I
guess we can't complain.
A reaction.
That's what it is, David. That's exactly what it is.
Men can't have anything that bothers them.
The key word is their cry out. What are they crying out for? They're in an abusive relationship. They're unhappy. They're dealing with emotional stuff. They're dealing with depression. They feel inadequate. I mean, there's a lot of things. You know what I'm saying?
And I didn't cook. Like,
right.
You could be bitching because of that.
Right. I'm gonna say that's a very insensitive, unintelligent statement to make when you don't know what someone's dealing with. And that's just my stance.
I can agree.
And
She said
Next.
he's not like sensitive. What's not like sensitive? He's
That's not his
sensitive, but
default
not
setting.
that much.
He said I raised 3
Huh?
daughters, and I raised
Raise
a
a
son,
son
3
with
daughters.
3
Okay,
He's not like
but I
And
have,
he's
I
not
have
like
3 sons,
sensitive. But what do you
But
and I agree with her on that. I have 3 sons and a daughter. Literally, you would think I have 4 daughters. My daughter has a husband, so I don't nobody think nothing. But none of my sons are not sensitive. The reason why is because I knew my role as a mother. I knew their father had to teach them how to be men.
Yeah.
But they have
And
other men around them because it's
I had
boys.
to teach them
Right.
how a woman's supposed to display themselves. And one thing I always
Right.
said to myself, I was never going to emasculate or belittle my sons. Even after their dad and I split up, I was not going, oh, you just like your daddy. No, they're not. My relationship with their dad has nothing to do with them. And I think a lot of times women sit here and you say stuff that emasculate a man, and then you sit here and be like, where are all the strong men? Heck, he was right there. You just emasculated him.
Before you beat him down, he's in the dirt now.
So we can't sit here and cry that we want something. You want something that you tear down on a frequent basis. So you have to ask yourself, why am I so broken that I want to break another man? What happened in my life that I'm broken? What did my daddy? What did my daddy?
And that's what I ask all the time.
That is a really good question.
What did my past relationship lack of? What did I picked this man to have these kids, and now he's a deadbeat. You picked him. You
and
made
that's
a choice.
why.
Well, I mean,
that's why when these
so
men
beyond the deadbeat thing,
I just say, who hurt you? Who hurt you?
It's the other thing. It's the what possesses you, what drives you to want to emasculate.
Yeah, you're right.
Your man.
You see
men, period, and but particularly a man you're involved with. So maybe he's not a deadbeat, but maybe you know, there are some women that will still that's all day at their man, just going. Just going at him.
Pick.
And I'm gonna tell you,
and some of these men stay because they are determined to be a father to their children.
Yep.
Right. I know women that do that. And you know what I think of those women that do that? That's always on their husbands or their boyfriends. I call you weak. You're weak.
Mm-hmm. I think
you're weak disgusting. And you're trying to break him down and tear him down because you obviously realize that you're not adequate enough to have him.
And the same way we say
that also comes from the household where they've probably seen their mother treat their men like that. Okay, that's not just something they pick up. That's something that, you know what I mean? Yeah, and that's what happens is they'll see their mother. That's how the mother treated their man, or you'll see a young man who watch how a man treats his mother and how his mother responds to that, and then he thinking that's how you're supposed to treat a woman. So a lot of that I always talk about. I said, you know, young children, they pay attention to their parents and to adults, and you know, you might say one thing, but they also look at how you allow people to treat you, or how you say, you know, don't lie, but then somebody call the house and you say, tell them I ain't home. You know what I mean? Tell them I ain't home.
Avoidance,
something you said in there that I want to pick up on. You said that they're always watching. The same goes true when you have multiple children in the house, because I can remember telling my older children, you all have to be mindful of what you do because your younger siblings are watching.
That's right. That's right.
And I remember my oldest daughter was like, with the daughter under her was like, Jasmine can't even stand me. I said, really? You played basketball? She followed you. You started back in the day. You started rapping. She followed you. Everything you do, your sister comes right behind you. And when I told her that was her. It made her stop and realize exactly what I was saying, and she did. She became very mindful of the things she did and said in front of her younger siblings.
You have to, yeah.
So I want to say this. So when I mentioned about having the boys homeroom group, so my partner in this, he put up one day, he put on the whiteboard, he put father, and we had to go through and put what does that mean. And so some of the kids here, I'm looking at their responses because I actually took a picture of it, and some of them said, like one of them said, they do the most. Woman beater, cool, pussy, uh,
This
dead,
was for
as in
father.
yeah, as
This
it
was for
they said
father.
yeah. So as in dead, like some of them, their father might be dead, or some of them said deadbeat, idol, child abuser, protector.
Damn.
Wow.
So some of them said hard. So these are some of the words that these young men think about their fathers. So we know what type of task that's in front of us when they have thoughts like that.
How old are those children?
No, they're seventh graders, so they're like 12, 13 years old.
Pussy?
Okay, so
Huh?
They're saying their dad is pussy?
Yeah, I end up erasing it, whatever. But
okay, so this is what I'm gonna say. Dealing with children 0 to 22 years old and behavioral mental health, those are learned and taught behaviors.
Yeah, I do believe that.
Okay. So don't no boy just come up and say, they just can't fathom that to
That's
say,
what I'm saying.
oh,
Like
my
pussy?
dad is a
Like
pussy.
what?
My dad is a wimp. That's stuff they've heard mama say. Grandma
Right.
That's
Or
right.
somebody say.
That's stuff they've heard somebody say. It's not, and I've always,
right.
and I say this to young ladies when they come to me, watch what you say in front of your children about their father, because it's going to come back to you. You're sitting there tearing him down, and they're going with it now because they're in your household. But at some point, they have to leave.
When they turn 18 and up, and they start realizing, I remember my mother
And they're
talking
going
about
to
my
realize
father
that
in
you were
this way.
toxic. They're going to be like,
Exactly.
my mama was toxic. I mean, I'm 50, in my 50, and I know this. My mom used to say stuff about my dad all the time. And I remember the ice cream. He'll pop up and take us to get ice cream. She had us believing he never did nothing. He never wanted to spend time with y'all. And it was like almost like a dream in my head. Like, did I make that up that he took us and got us ice cream? Was that something I just wanted and I made it up? It wasn't until I sat down and talked to him that he said to me, I remember me taking y'all to Perry's and get ice cream. Do you remember? And I was like, oh my God, that was real. I didn't make that. You know what I'm saying?
That is crazy.
See, and then at least in my thinking, when I split up with my kids' fathers, was because I never ever talked bad or down about their father, because he makes up 50% of their DNA. If you're constantly telling your child your daddy ain't shit, that child is going to internalize that is I'm not shit.
Not shit either.
Well, not to be shallow.
My brother wrote a book about that.
If I'm
Just to
gonna
give him
talk
a plug.
about
Christine,
if I'm gonna talk about your father that much,
yeah,
what goes to say about me? I'm not gonna openly admit to my kids that I feel like, or I may have thought that I made the wrong decision, because then I look crazy. It looks like I made a mistake. Like, I know that's your father,
But most
and
women who do that, don't look at themselves and say, well, that was the kind of man I picked. They point the finger at man. They don't look at, why I picked him, because then that means they have to accept some of the blame, and they're not trying to do that.
Right.
And
They
people
put all the
don't,
blame
you got to think
man.
about, in relationships, people don't want to accept responsibility of their part in the demise of relationships. Sometimes people don't want to accept the fact that, you did things, or there was a communication drop. There was some verbal abuse. There was some emotional abuse.
Right.
Like Christine said, if you sit there and you keep telling the child, oh, you just like your daddy. You just like, I said to my son the other day, my youngest, he's very laid back. Nothing ruffles his feather. Okay. I've never seen a kid that just laid back. Okay. But his father is like that, very laid back. Okay. And I said to him the other day, I said, you are your dad. And he immediately was like, what you mean by that? I said, you will not see the excitement. I don't care if somebody dropped $1 million in his lap. He is not going to change his posture. You are your father.
Yeah, and some things like that, characteristics
and stuff like that. But
like
I always vowed I would never ever, because this is the thing I always say. Not that I'm perfect. I'm sure I've made some mistakes. I'm 100% sure. I've always hosed in on, I will never put on my kids my displeasure in their father that I had, because that's me and him. That's our displeasure. Okay, that wasn't. It wasn't them. Okay,
exactly.
And because one of the things I always said that, and I said to my oldest son, I said, "You're like your dad was when we first got married. He was all about family, cookouts, everything, household, family, family, family." I said, "Keep doing what you're doing." You got to encourage your children to live beyond you. You want your kids to be better than you were.
Absolutely.
You want them to do things better than you did. And you got to encourage them, especially as mothers. Christine, you and I talked about this. As mothers, we always have to encourage our sons that whoever you get with, they got to be better than mom. Okay? You're not going to get mom because I broke the mold being your mama.
There you go.
Okay, but you get somebody that's gonna be better than me, and you get somebody that's gonna love you beyond you. Okay, that's not. I'm sorry.
No, it's actually a very valid point, and a lot of young black men struggle with that because they don't understand that concept. They never outgrow the love they have for their mother. This is why you always used to see young black boys or I don't want to say men, but older teenage boys, when you said something about the mother, that was immediately fighting words.
Fighting words, yes.
Because they never outgrow that. So once a man is actually able to outgrow that and conquer that, he steps into another realm of masculinity to where, like you said, Annetta, he becomes stoic, so nothing bothers him. And they misread that from a black man. They take that to think he's standoffish, because I get that a lot. People just say he doesn't respond to anything. You're not supposed to respond to everything. You're supposed to understand that there's some things you respond to, and there's just some things you just didn't give a damn about.
Right.
Y'all, there's some people like, i.e., my father. He is very, very, very chill. And I mean, he did have a stroke at a young age. So I can understand not letting things ruffle his feathers. But sometimes and this is like just the exact kind of men that you're talking about. You're like, okay, so you don't care? Like, so there's no reaction to this? The whole car just blew up. So you're not gonna, no reaction? No? Oh, okay. I'm just
my younger son tends to be like that. And I've had to explain to people because they're like, he just doesn't care. I'm like, no, you could go to Reggie and be like, I just won $1 million. So that would be my reaction. That probably be most people's reaction. My son would be like, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
there's another day, another dollar.
I'm used to it, but people coming into his life are kind of like, he just doesn't care. Yo, no, he does. No, sweetie, that's all you're gonna get.
No,
control the things you can control. That's what you
that can definitely make my skin crawl. Sometimes those things like that sometimes can definitely make my skin crawl. But you need people like that, especially if you're a high-strung person.
It's a balance
like that to definitely balance the situation. Because most times when you want to turn up, they're just like, no, we're not doing that at all. And then it's like you look like the crazy one in the bunch, so now you got to chill out.
Yeah.
And you need the opposite. I always say I want the opposite of me. Somebody told me just a couple of days ago that I was very volatile, and I got offended at first.
Yes, there's a negative connotation with volatile.
So I got offended, but when I first read when they said it, and I first read the definition of it, I was like, I got my stuff together.
Here you go.
And I got offended, right? And then I waited a couple days, and I'm a person that, I'm a reader. So I went back and I read it again, and I started going to other dictionaries with meaning of it and this. And I was like, wait a minute, I am. One, because I'm an influencer, and being an influencer, you're always open for change. So I was like, you took that in a negative way.
Right.
And this person was saying it this way. So that's why you have to be careful of words, because words have power, and it's also the power of how the person receives
And they have,
it.
and it has, and they have more than one meaning. They have more
Correct.
than one meaning.
But
So you have
but
to
even
go
like
deeper.
that, like you said, how you receive it, you almost have to train yourself not to take things negatively all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I really do think so. We have to train ourselves to stop listening to be offended.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
just like the comments here tonight, well, talking about when women say something negative and nobody gets on their case versus when men say something negative and women jump on their case. So where I think, for example, as a woman, yes, I do feel defensive of women when I feel like women are being attacked. But I've learned to take a step back, because in some cases, what somebody is saying is just very true, you know, and I need to accept, hey, it doesn't apply to me.
That's the number one thing.
You know,
That's
so
what
I
bothers
don't
me.
have to be offended.
Mm-hmm.
That's what
Yeah.
bothers me the most about this group. You have
Hold up, I'm tired of y'all
no.
talking about the group.
Listen. I just want to say, look. It'll be a guy. He'll say something completely off the wall, right? And then you'll have 5 to 10 intelligent females that will put him and the rest of his bandwagon to bed. Then 2 hours later, one of the females that helped put this daggone bandwagon to bed is on another status acting a fool. And it's just like, sis, you just we were up. You just pushed us back. Why you ain't just be quiet? Go back to work. Like, what is wrong? You are what you answer to. Interesting, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. That was it.
And somebody just said, I don't know who it was, that toxic women are needed.
Who the hell said that?
Vicky said toxic women have a place in society. Without them, what would you talk about?
Of course she did.
I mean, to me, that's just like, that's okaying that I'm a bad person. It's okay that I killed someone. They didn't need to be alive. It's okay that I stole that $50,000 from that old lady. She didn't need it. She was done. You know what I'm saying? I think it's so crazy when you are an adult and you justify your bad behaviors or your bad tendencies or your bad thought process and your choices. I think it's crazy for us to think in that manner. And we keep saying we want so what do we do to make a change? First, change your mindset.
Mm-hmm.
The Bible said, whatso a man thinketh, so is he. If you think it, it's going to become a part of you. Okay? And I think that when we have that mindset, like, that some certain things in life you just don't want to deal with.
So one of the things, like y'all said, like sometimes stuff is put out there, but it's not you, so it doesn't impact you. The problem is too many people want to be the national spokesperson for certain issues. If that's not you, why do you feel that you have to be the one to confront it all? They can post stuff all day long about black men and this and that shit don't even faze me at all. Not one bit. Not one bit.
I mean, there are some days where somebody will say something off the wall, and I promise you, I will click on their profile picture and I'll scroll through their pictures and I'll be like, yeah, I'm not even going to say nothing back.
I got enough issues.
I thought y'all knew that. That's the first thing I do. I'm like, wait a minute, let's go do some investigating. Oh yeah, this individual's got a school tutor. We're gonna let them ride.
Yeah, I'll say that. But then there's other times where it's not that you want to be the national spokesperson, but it's just like, why don't spread this ignorance. We're trying to fix things. We're trying to push forward. Let's not spread this ignorance, especially like our earlier guy with the STDs, with the crabs and condoms. Like crabs and condoms. He's like, y'all rather get the clap or crabs, then wear a condom. Well, guess what, sir? If I wear a condom, I can still get crabs, so that's not going to help. Like, come on now. Amongst other things, like,
You know,
so
he has a lot.
It was
He
just
has a
pure
lot to
ignorance.
say.
It was
He has
just
a
pure
lot to say in the
ignorance.
counselor's corner. I can't even think of his name. Start with a
Yeah,
D.
but you know what? It's
Dying,
people like that
Dang, or
I wouldn't
something
even
like
waste my oxygen and my air level on because they just,
And that's
stop
what I
responding.
find myself doing. I'll look at it and I'll be like, what?
Yeah.
And I'll even fix my fingers to type, and I'll be like, you know what? I don't want
I
to give
took
this
a
my
whole
energy.
half a day one time. I was on vacation. Christine was like, "Why is you still responding to this man?" Actually, I'm gonna be honest with you. I did it because I was really in a petty mode that day. And I told Christine, what I said to you, I'm so petty today. I'm
Right.
on vacation. I got time for this today.
Yep.
And I was just being so petty, and I was gunning for him
And
like
what
crazy.
And what you realize, some people say, like I said, I like to watch a lot of sports shows. And Kenny Smith, on the inside TNT NBA, he always say that. He said, "Man, I like being petty." He said, I like being petty. Some days I'm gonna be petty, and he said it's fun being petty. And some days you may be. I just want to be petty today. I'm gonna push some buttons. I'm gonna get under some skins, and it happens. Like today is the day I got time to do it. Other days I don't. But now y'all want it. Y'all want the smoke. Here we have it.
That's what I said. I said I'm on vacation. I got time for you today. I mean, I was going for him. I said I thought your wife was Brazilian. Now she's Korean. Now she's. I'm confused. How many wives do you have?
Come up?
Huh?
He brings her up.
He brings her up often, and then he comes back and wants you to
y'all
have
talk about Big T. Y'all talk about Big T. He ain't been in here a while.
And then he goes, "Well, my wife passed away during childbirth," and I'll be like, "Sir, either you a wife or you're not.
You're a widow.
You're a widower.
Yeah, widower.
Which one are you? I need to know, sir, because the way you talk,
she's still here.
Yeah, she's here. Where you got her packed up in ice in a room? I just want to know.
He could. She a size 4.
Y'all crazy, man.
We're gonna move on to segment 2.
Y'all say he going to Walt Disney World, man. Got her cryogenically frozen. I ain't mess with y'all.
So segment 2. How much are you willing to ignore just to say you have a mate?
Nothing.
Not much.
Y'all say that, but it stings that y'all ignore. It stings that y'all ignore.
I think the question is kind of, I don't know. The question is weird because there are things that you or we all accept in relationships that another person wouldn't or another person doesn't. And sometimes we know daggone well we shouldn't accept these, but sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But I don't think that for every single person that's in a relationship that accepts something that they shouldn't have, it's simply because they want to say they have a mate. There could be things behind that as well.
Yeah, and it usually are. Then you have stuff like the love bombing.
What's love bombing?
Me too. I'm like,
when you had a charmer who says all the right things to make you fall in love, to make you stay there, there. You ready to go, but you're like, damn, this just sounds so good. Maybe I shouldn't go anywhere, and you just continue to stay. So he's love bombing.
I wouldn't say does love bombing have to do with action too?
Well, he may put up the actions for a while, but then eventually, he might go back to his normal routine. He does enough to make you stay. Like he gets an extended warranty. Like if I do this for a certain amount of time, she's gonna be here, so I could keep her here, and then eventually you'll be like, okay, I'm ready to leave or whatever the case is. Then it'll come back. So
I've done that with my kid's father for the longest.
oh, you was love bombing him?
No, he was love bombing. Oh, he's good at it too. He is really good at it. He is really, really good at it too. And when I say good at it, I mean vacations, you don't got to worry about the kids. Shop, you don't got to ask for nothing. You can live your best life. All until you get comfortable.
I definitely I agree with that. And that was my younger 3 kids' father. And we were together 10 years. I got tennis bracelets for Tuesday. You know, I had a ring for every finger. And it wouldn't be because of an occasion. But just then because, right? When he would F up, oh baby, I got showered. When I was like, I'm done, I'm sick. Well, I didn't use words, I'm done, because I never used that until I knew I was done. But he knew I would be mad. He knew I would be like fish grease, hot mad. So he would shower me with gifts. He was always had been a charmer, always had been a sweet talker. You know what I'm saying? So it was just, yeah, I could say, but I don't think that's the same as ignoring him just to say I have a mate.
Yeah, right.
Well, then there's other areas.
I wanted to let go of that person because I actually loved him.
Right. And the gifts don't make it bad either.
It sure don't. It helps a lot.
But one of the bigger things is the people that stay in abusive relationships.
Yeah.
Mental, physical, financial abuse, all of that stuff. Sometimes people just don't leave, whether you have don't have an exit plan or whatever the case is. But sometimes you're willing to accept it, knowing that okay, this is not going to end well.
And even that I get what you're saying, because I can remember hearing on more than one occasion women say, well, it's better to have a piece of a man than no man at all.
Yep. Like, I've heard that before.
That makes sense.
I've heard that before.
Yes.
Shaughnessy. What piece?
Yeah, I don't know what piece they talking about, but I've heard that many times.
I've heard that, and I was away for my birthday in Georgia, and one of my cousins was like, "You don't got no man yet?" I was like, "Nah, I'm good." She was like, "Well, you need to have 3." I said, "What 3 I need to have?"
Now
she was
she
like,
talking.
A physical man, a sex man, and your money man.
Yes, honey.
What?
Yes, I agree.
Oh, you never heard that before?
I have heard that one before too.
That was a joke once upon a time.
And it was like 3 or 4. Everybody had a purpose.
Oh well, now
and they were never supposed to meet.
Yes, this is starting 5.
But I mean, I've heard women say that not just as a joke, but very seriously.
Oh well, that was the joke though. The joke was they were serious.
Majority of the women that was sitting there, it was true, Christine. Like that was because, and I was like, "Well, where am I? Up under a rock?" They was like, "Yeah, baby, you under a rock because you definitely can have it." And I was
stay
like,
under here.
I don't understand. Like, how would you have time? I was like, I got.
And the only thing I need is no emotional attachment to
everybody. Don't want time.
There's no emotional attachment to any of them.
Pretty much.
I think that's kind of hard. I think one of them, at least 1 or 2 of them, you're going to have an emotional attachment to.
Especially somebody you having sex with.
Probably.
Yeah. Yes, I agree with that. And and the messed up thing about women, most of the time, the person that you're having sex with is not the man with the bill money either.
Right.
And that's the sick part about it. But I think that I don't know, that's not a bad message. Y'all know I'm hot girl summer, so
here we go.
I'm working on the starting 5.
So Herb, you remember the book that I was going through, the what's her name, Fine and Schneider, these older white women who
Yes,
was talking about
yes,
the rules game, and they was talking about that women need to be dating 3 or 4 people, and like the
yep,
real cream rises to the top.
yeah.
So they were saying that that's okay. Well, we already know most guys won't admit it, but if you're someone, a woman, and if you're a guy and you're into that woman, and she says, "Well, I'm going out with Jerome tonight, whatever, so I ain't gonna be available," he ain't gonna take that well. Even though he may be doing the same thing, he's not gonna accept that
Why
like
would you
that.
tell him you going out with Jerome?
So the thing about that is
Let
this:
him know you got options.
one and
You gonna
two.
know
That's
I
saying he
have
with you.
options by looking at me. You gonna know by
What,
experiencing me.
the,
You gonna know I have options.
let me bring up this book title so it makes a lot more sense. And I'm going to mention Alan Roger Curry and the possibility of sex. Also, as well, the beta male revolution. I have to go pick that book up. I think I have the possibility of sex. But anyway, what it does is it destroys the notion that you are exclusive to him. So there's no false belief or no false seeds that'll be implanted or allowed to germinate in anybody's mind as to what this situation is. It's full disclosure. So he knows what's going on. So he knows where he stands with you. So at any given time, the situation blows up. You're saying, well, it's what it was. I'm going, you go. We get together, we do what we do, and we go about our separate ways. That way, nobody has any hard feelings if something breaks down. And I think that needs to be established, especially if you're going to do those type of things and you're going to engage in those type of relationships, or as I've heard the term used, situationships. A lot of people, they will try and use cloak and dagger methods to try and pull somebody into them so they can manipulate them and get what they want without giving anything, and that ends up causing a bad situation. That's how a lot of people end up with stalkers getting their windows broken out, tires slashed, and somebody trying to burn your house down because you done misled them to believe that something that they thought was going on wasn't really going on. In other words, gaslight. So that's how that comes about.
So,
Hey guys, I'm going to take off. I'm not feeling well.
Do
yeah,
some jumping
Oh,
jacks.
get some
feel
rest, man.
better.
Take care.
Yeah.
All right.
Have some
You guys have a good
sleep.
night.
Thanks for
All right,
joining,
man.
man. All right. So it's it's a lot to all of this. So we it's just not black or white. It's a lot of gray areas in these discussions. So with that said, sometimes I guess depending on your threshold, like when do you find like, okay, this is it? When do you hit to that point to say, I'm done? I'm finally done. I don't even care about not having, because some people base stuff around holidays, as petty as that sounds. That they say, I don't want to go into, I'm not going to break up or leave this person during this time because I want to have someone during this time.
Mhm.
I don't identify with these things because I one thing I can say is single life is I don't know, it's more expensive when you're in a relationship. I find myself paying for a lot more things when I'm in a relationship versus when I'm
Because you're
single.
doing more. Okay.
Yeah, there's multiples of people that can pay for them. I'm just saying, I'm like, I don't
Sorry to
know.
hear about your luck.
I'm not staying nowhere just to say that I have a boyfriend because I don't know.
And some people just simply don't want no one else to have that person.
I
Yeah.
think that's a thing.
Okay.
That's definitely the case.
Especially
I can see that.
not especially, but for some women in particular, when they know that there's enough, that there is a specific woman out there that man is interested in or has been dealing with while dealing with her.
Oh yeah.
It almost becomes I don't care how bad it is.
A competition.
yes, I'm not letting it go because I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose to her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't want her to be able to say she won.
And
I
especially if
think
you,
sometimes that's the thing.
especially if you're in a small town or area that,
Mhm.
and you don't want to face that discomfort, or okay, I gave up on him, now he's really with her, now they're out and about, my family members and my friends see them together, now they keep asking me questions when I'm trying to get over this situation.
Mhm.
But
Or not
people
even
don't have
just asking
filters.
questions, coming
Yeah,
around you. I
yeah,
saw so and so with so and so.
yeah, because
You
people
know
don't
they
have
got pictures
filters
on
to
their
know
Facebook
that
page.
this might hurt them. They don't care.
Mhm.
Mm.
Mhm.
So that's another scenario where somebody might stay. And then vice versa for the men, it might not be about her actually being involved with anybody, but he knows she's a catch. He don't want her, but he don't want anybody else to have her.
To have
Yeah.
his child, but no, he's not going to do right by her either.
Right, exactly. So he doesn't want to do what he should do, but he doesn't want anybody else to have her because he knows she
Mm-hmm.
deserves better.
It's a simple message that my grandmother used to always say, but we don't always take heed to it. She always said, "You got to do right by people." That was her thing. You got to do right by people, and it's a simple thing, but we don't always follow suit with it.
Mm-mm. A
That's
lot
true.
of that stuff that our elders told us, we don't listen to until we become elders ourselves.
That's
You
true.
start repeating it and stuff.
Yeah. What's that commercial? We can't stop you from becoming your parents.
Mm.
My grandmother used to say all the time when people would see her, and she'd be, "How you doing, Maddie?" She's like, I can't complain. I won't complain. I didn't realize it until 2 years ago that I say it.
Mm.
Really?
Somebody was calling me and they said, "You sound like your grandmother." I said, "Why?" They said, "Because you always say I can't complain."
All right, we're gonna transition into the third point. Why do we look to our mates as therapists? Ain't
As
nobody got
what?
as
As
therapists.
therapists. I think we just kind of fall into those patterns because that's the person you come and you bare your soul to, you
And
know.
that's the closest person to you, especially, on a day-to-day basis. In that moment, it's easy to call your partner to vent about your day or
Mhm.
about what you hate about everybody else on the earth. So,
See, and this
um,
is the thing. This is the thing, ladies, whatever. And we talk about this. And research says that women speaks 20,000 words a day, and men speak 7,000. Uh, yeah, I gotta have
I believe it.
shortcuts. Yeah, I gotta have shortcuts to the story. And I think that's the issue. You don't have to tell every detail. Well, this situation happened. Well, she went out the room. She did this and that. Like, okay, get to the freaking point, whatever.
That is not just a woman thing. Cause I joke about that all the time with one of my brothers. I'd say it takes him longer to tell a story than it took him to live it.
and, and it's not. In most cases, there's no absolutes, but
I love that.
I'm still I'm still gonna bank on the 20,000 words to 7,000 words. That sometimes the stories, like a guy may get feedback like, "Yo, listen, why you worried about what your coworkers doing? Do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. That's all you can do. You'll be mad every day if you get upset what your coworkers did, because you can't control them. And if you're the supervisor, the
Facts.
boss is not doing anything about it, why the hell you should come home and drop that anger and frustration on the family when simply he's already trying to be solution focused and give you suggestions. Focus on yourself. But that's never enough. So eventually guys will, and I'm speaking from a man, will tune out that, like, here we go again. All right, how was your day? And you hope guys will hope that you would say it was good, it was great, so then it's over with. It's over with in the story. But most of the time, nah, this is such and such, and they're like, here we go, and buckle up. And I don't don't know. And guys do have, and I'm not saying it's one sided. Guys do come and they have their issues too as well. But sometimes being that therapist role may become too much. But then again, you want a person to they're in that role, but then you're quick to say, "You're not my counselor. Stop counseling me. Stop. I'm not one of your clients." Or whatever the case is.
Who told you that?
Huh?
Somebody told you that. One of these women does say
Right,
that.
somebody told him that.
People say that. I'm just saying hypothetical. I'm not even speaking from personal experience.
Nah, bro, the way you said it. Nah.
Yeah.
Well, that's only because it's my background. So that's why y'all gonna figure.
Heartfelt.
Yeah.
Nah, bro, that had some passion.
Nice try. I'm not gonna even feed into the bait.
You don't have to.
Yeah, I know. You know, somebody have said that to me before.
I'm just saying.
I think part of it is with our mates, whatever the case is, the judgment won't be as severe. Because if you were to go somebody that you didn't know and say some of the things that we say to our mates, you're aware how it's going to be, how you're going to look, as opposed to how it's going to be, how you want to be perceived. So with the mate, you can say, okay, they're not going to judge me as harshly, so I can say this. Whereas if you said it to a stranger on the street, they'd be like, yo, you got some problems. You need to go see a therapist.
Mm-hmm.
I have a friend that irks my nerves because you could tell him about, you could be complaining about people and all this other stuff, and he'll sit there with a straight face and he's like, and what did you do to make her respond to you that in that way? And I swear, be like, you know what? Never mind. I don't even want to talk to you anymore.
Maybe that's his tactic to get you to stop talking about it.
No, it's not. It's not. It's just like, okay, so what did you do? What did you? And it's a good way to live life, right? To, you know, something happens, or in that moment, you take a step back and you really say, you know, what did I do to contribute to the situation? But right now, that's not what we're doing.
That's not what I want to talk about.
I'm complaining right now.
Right.
So listen to my complaint.
That's not what we're doing right now. We're listening to me vent.
Exactly. Don't ask me about what I did to contribute.
Yeah, but well, so that's an incomplete. The whole process is incomplete without you telling the whole thing. You're missing some parts of it.
But that's just it. A lot of people don't want to look bad.
And nobody asked you to be a counselor right now.
Exactly.
So when people don't want to look bad, they start leaving out bits and pieces, and usually those bits and pieces that they leave out tell more of the story than what they actually telling you.
Yeah, duh, because I need you on my side when I finish getting. Duh.
Right. Let me calm down, and then we go back and revisit. You know, babe, you know.
I think earlier when you told that lady to go to hell. I think you told that lady to go to hell. That's why she got upset. That's why she told.
But I do think this, whatever, most guys will want to be on your side, and they're gonna defend you. So they want to hear the stuff. They want to hear everything, but then they'll ask questions later about it. But initially, we want to be on your side. Like if you're mad about something, no matter what, okay, I got your back, whatever. But then after you process everything, so it won't happen again. All right, I thought about this. You know, you could have said this, or you know, you could have did this differently. But if it keeps being the same thing over and over, you're like, shit, I don't like, damn, this seems like it's happening 2-3 times a week. Like this is getting out of hand.
I hear what you're saying, but Herb, are you serious?
Yeah,
right.
What are we doing? Freaking breaking up ice or something?
I'm sorry.
We hear what Herb is doing.
It's time for pizza.
You know what? I gotta. As it stands right now, I'm about 250 pounds. I got to drop at least 40. So I'm in my. I'm gonna drop it like a black girl twerk. Okay. Sorry about that.
For shame, Herb. For shame.
That's what I'm talking about. These men. And when I say he's winning this group, that's what I'm saying.
No, but I'm making a salad. That's what y'all hearing. I'm trying to do it so I don't eat too late.
How many?
It's 10:26. Throw it away. You can eat
Say it
as late
again?
as you want now. I said it's already 10:26. You can eat as late as you want now.
No, that's my problem. Is I'll eat and I'll go to sleep. I have not ate all day, which
You
is
know
part
what
of.
you could do? There was a time in my life.
Just cut up you some apples and some peanut butter and have some fruit, because now it's like too late to eat. You're gonna have heartburn, and that's why
she's giving good advice. My advice was, when it gets too late and I haven't eaten, wine for dinner. Wine will be for dinner.
Y'all can go to sleep on wine.
You can.
Wine give me heartburn.
All of it?
All of it.
We gotta find you something else to drink.
Yeah, wine give me heartburn. It didn't used to, but after I had the surgery, I have severe heartburn.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Heartburn for me is not an issue, unless I'm eating some pizza. Other than that, no, I don't get heartburn. I do get weight gain, but I don't get heartburn.
All right. Anything else y'all want to add to point number 3 about the therapist?
I think that I will say, more than women will come to their man and vent, but they also have other people that they can talk to and be vulnerable with. I feel like the other side with men, and other men have to do a better job in providing a safe space for their friends to be able to come to them and vent and feel a type of way and maybe shed a tear and those things as well, because some men come to their partners with venting and telling them about their issues and the world's issues on them. And, I can listen to you, I can give you suggestions, but I'm not going to be able to fix it for you. And I can't walk you through everything because, again, I'm not a therapist. And I think a lot of men put that on women versus doing. And when I say do the work, I say it lightly, because I'm not saying that, oh, you're being lazy, and not saying that. But some men lose that next step where they're willing to talk about it. They're willing to be vulnerable, but I can't help you with these things a therapist can, and I'm not a therapist. So you have to do the next step and actually go talk to somebody. And I think that's where the breakdown is with men. They're not wanting to do that next step. They'll talk to their wife, they'll talk to their sister, they'll talk to their mother, because these are their safe places, but we can't help you the way a therapist can.
But I also think that as mates, be it a woman or a man, so yeah, they expect to your mate is going to use you as a sounding board. They're going to use you as something of a therapist. But I think it's on you as the individual to let them know when it's too much. I really do. Like, this is more than I can handle.
And one of the things I did like what you said, Shaughnessy, is about men allowing other men to have a safe space without judging or without, like, oh, man up, stop it. I mean, sometimes it's a lot of stuff that people go through, and if you're supposed to be someone's friend or whatever the case is, you have to feel comfortable with that. And I know for me, and I'll just say it, I have a crew that we've been, together, hanging together around each other for years, but everybody acts different when you're with them individually. Like, you can have a heart to heart with some of them, but it's just y'all two. But as soon as you throw another one in there, those conversations change. Those conversations change, and that's the frustrating thing. Like, be who you are all the time. Don't change up, and a lot of times people change up. So So some guys will say, well, you know what? I'm not even going. I want to get this off my chest, but I'm not going to even bring it up because this person is here tonight. I wish he wouldn't have came. I wish he'd have kept his ass in the house or whatever when it came by, because I really wanted to get this off my chest. So you don't always have to go to your woman with those situations.
Right. Because sometimes it is your woman, to be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
And
Yeah.
a relationship should be healthy communication. And with healthy communication, one person should be listening, another person should be talking, and the roles should reverse. You should be able to be vulnerable with the person that you say you love and the person you want to be with. You should be able to be vulnerable with them. But like you said, Dave, at some point you have to do a cutoff. I was dating a guy, he was toxic. He was a downer, okay? And he was socially awkward. And it was like, it got to a point that I literally had to tell him one day, you're exhausting. Like, I don't have, it's not enough hours in a day for me to encourage you to think better than what you do. I feel like I failed in school by trying to encourage you to do better. I just don't have the energy to do it. And I think that at some point you need to lay on somebody's leather sofa because I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? You have to be honest with the person. Tell them, I just can't do this. I can't give you what you need. I can't be what you need right now.
Yeah. And that's real. Whether how somebody accept it or take it, it depends on that individual. But don't say those words and then 3 days later say, "Oh, I need him for something." In this situation, it don't work like that. It just doesn't work like that. And I think sometimes uh, take that, take advantage of that. Like, oh, I'm gonna tell them, oh, you're toxic, you're this and that. I don't want to deal with you on that level, but then find a reason for you to do this or do that. No, I don't work like that. I'm not even messing with you like that. I'm gonna be petty. I ain't even responded to your calls or texts or whatever the case is, because they want to, again, like we say, women, yeah, like like the friend zone people, and think, okay, we can go from here. Then I'm gonna give you a demote you to this role. Nah, nope,
That's how
nope,
they get friend zone. You demote them and you be
yeah,
like, I'm
nope,
still gonna be cordial to you
nope.
when I see you. If you need something to eat, I'll
So
point you
wait,
right back.
so you can't be demoted to a friend? So because we're not together no more, we're done?
So being demoted, usually, like, and what you see is a lot of people say on social media that we came up with a mutual agreement that we broke up. I'm not checking for that either. A mutual agreement, like y'all both decided something hit y'all and said, you know what, we don't need to be together.
Right.
So
Yeah.
let's go our way. Usually it's one way or the other. Somebody feelings is hurt. So, and if
That's
it's that,
not necessarily.
okay,
That's not necessarily true.
all right.
You can come
I didn't
to
say
a
it was
mutual
absolute. I didn't
agreement.
say it was absolute, but I'm saying in most
Because
cases,
I definitely had some mutually agreed situations where we went our opposite way. I just told a guy today that you are a good guy to have around. You're a good sounding board. You're good people.
Ooh,
We
that
can
was the
go
ultimate
have.
friend zone speech.
yeah. If his ass fell for that, he's a damn fool
I
in
don't
sheep's
think it's
clothing.
nothing. It's
She
anything
told, wait
wrong
a
with
minute,
that.
y'all. Wait, hold up.
You're a good guy,
Today,
just not a good guy for me.
Listen,
today,
Christy, you
she
are
told
one guy.
somebody that, and today she also sent somebody a message in a bottle.
Yeah, I mean,
I might have to come around you and take some notes.
right.
I had to because this person, when I say
Hot
he
girl
was coming
summer.
hard, mad, aggressive, like, what you doing? Where you at? Your car in the shop? I'll come and get you. I was like, yo, I'm gonna have to tell him the interest is not there, but we can go to a cigar spot together.
But you can definitely pick me up when my car is in the shop.
Nah, because with him, it was
Get
too
your ass
much.
an
I
all
did
zone
that
bus
one
pass.
day. and he was looking across at it, and then like, you look so wonderful. Like I could really be. Oh God, I was like, it was way too much for me. I was
That's like when a sugar daddy wants sugar. You like, oh
right.
no.
I'm like, dude, you overdosed on me.
I wasn't
You ain't even
ready.
taste me. You overdosed.
I was just playing. I was just kidding.
Shawty, he like in a diabetic coma. You ain't even taste me. Like you.
No.
I'm like, nah.
Yeah, I get
So,
it.
so sugar daddy shouldn't expect sugar. So should sugar
No,
mama?
what I'm saying is, it's all good and well until the sugar daddy wants sugar. That's all that I'm saying. I'm not saying.
Yeah, they're trying to offer him a sugar substitute.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, he needs a
You know damn well he want to do something. You know damn well he want to do something. He want to know something. You gotta let him know something.
Y'all, speaking of, y'all know this old man got me today.
Because, and the thing is, you just have to be honest. And I was honest with him. And I was like, I'm just trying to be honest because I don't want you to be in this delusional state that there's a possibility that you can keep trying to wear me down because I'm very strong-willed. You're not going to wear me down like that. The only way you're going to get me like that, I'm on deathbed. And I'm like, you know what? I got 48 hours. Okay.
Damn.
So wait. Okay, wait. So is there a difference in you saying wearing you down, but what if they're like working for your love and your attention?
That's wearing me down. I'm uninterested.
I think there has to be. I think that can happen, but
it has to be,
some sort of attraction
there. Okay, got you.
If there is nothing, there's just nothing, and it doesn't matter. You could probably show up with millions of dollars, and it still be like, eh.
So
I mean, it's just no.
My little townhouse is looking good right now.
To the point that he was like, the guy, like he doesn't even live here. He was like, I come in town. He comes here frequently, but he turned to me and was like, I can get your car out the shop. I can get my car out the shop. I ain't asked you to do that. I'm just
you can get my car out the shop.
Just to show you how interested I am. I said, so you think money and buying something is going to show me interest?
Yeah, he should have left
the same
that
things you try to buy,
part.
I can buy.
Yeah,
so
he should have left that last part. That's not a shared interest
for me.
So therefore, he shouldn't even want to be in that role because he's no matter what, he's still going to be attracted to you. He's still going to be hoping that it's a possibility. You don't friend zone somebody and all of a sudden the attraction goes away. That he's not going to say anything or try to make a pass or whatever the case. The best thing to do is cleanse yourself from that individual. I'm not about to hang.
I don't agree with that. I try to be.
I'm not about to hang out with somebody that I'm attracted to.
He sounded like a whole counselor again.
I literally
like a whole counselor all over again.
I tried to befriend somebody today, and they turned me down. And I was kind of sad because I just felt like I'm not being nasty. I'm not being rude. I didn't say, F you as a person. But I did say, like, I have nothing else for you other than friendship. Like, you're not a bad person. I don't like the decisions you made. With that being said, we're not going to work out. But we can be friends.
Is he still attracted to you?
Huh?
Is he still attracted?
This is my ex. This is the one that I just broke up with.
Oh.
And I blocked his number. He emailed me. Oh. And I was just like, we can be friends. Like, we can be friends.
Look, you tell him, if you want to reach me, here's my Cash App.
The reason that doesn't.
Oh my gosh.
Because he don't care about that. So
yeah, I'm sorry. The men I must to deal with, they don't send money through the cash.
Right, exactly. Like,
and the problem is
that's
no.
But
he don't want to be friends.
He just didn't want to be friend zone.
Yeah, he don't want to be friends. But I mean, to me, that's better than I blocked you from everything. And literally, you emailed me. So when you emailed me, I responded and I said I can unblock your phone number. Like, I don't care. Like, we can be friends.
So you loosened up a little bit. But for somebody who had access to you all the time, then all of a sudden, and you
He
know,
fumbled the bag, not me. That was you did that.
Yeah,
Got nothing to do with me.
and I understand that. So he has to take what he can get. He has to take what he can get. So I don't know.
Leave it.
Yeah, I might just have. I would just probably have to leave it on the table then.
That's exactly what he said. He was like, never mind.
So I've experienced that before. With somebody.
Bless you.
But then they're finding other ways to reach out to me. So I'm like, okay, look, we could be friends. And they're like, okay, at least be my friend. Okay, I'll unblock you from a few things.
That's cap.
First thing they start doing is acting like I'm their woman.
Yeah.
You know,
that's why you got to shut that down.
And
that's what I'm basically saying.
I had no choice.
You don't
call me.
You don't know who you can.
All of a sudden, just all these expectations. I'm like, dude, you are not my man. No, I don't call you.
Yeah. You got to know. I had somebody I was talking to, same little weirdo, who I blocked and everything. The dude seen my mom in the store and was like helping her to the car because my mom is in the walker and stuff. And he was like, call me anytime. I'll help you and I'll bring you stuff. And my mom loved pecans. He was like, I could bring you pecans. My mom calls him
for some pecans. And now he at his mother-in-law house.
To my mother. My mother calls me. She like, hey, guess who he at my house?
Yeah.
She
Yep.
said, such and such he in my house. He just asked about. I said, if you don't get him out your house.
So that's the problem that's the problem that I'm also having, because I can't get rid of what I'm supposed to do with the mother.
Oh, keep
You're the perfect people. You guys are the perfect people to ask. What am I supposed to do with his mother?
She ain't the problem. He was. So no, I still talk to my.
Well, sometimes mothers gotta let it. Sometimes mothers gotta let it go too.
Let me try to do some math. 37.
Only reason I would let mama.
The mother is 57.
If mama keep pushing the issue of the relationship, or
she keep talking to me regular, and I don't think she realized that me and her son not together.
You probably never told, unless you told her.
I would make her aware of it.
I will make sure she's aware of it.
I would just be like, you do know me and your son broke up.
Yeah, and then keep your posture.
Then she gonna call me or something.
She doesn't know.
Tell her.
Yeah, she does not know.
He ain't told her. He's embarrassed.
No, he definitely did. I know he didn't.
He's probably in a delusional state because mother does not know, and mother probably having a conversation with him as if y'all are still together.
Where's
Johnny at?
You need to definitely let her know that you guys are not an item. And that you respect her and care about her.
Yo, she called me for brunch, and guess who went to brunch? Because I know what to do.
I would have went too. I still hang out with my exes.
But you need to let her know.
Yeah, you definitely need to let her know.
And like
mothers fall in love with, and I mean, it's something about, I don't know what it is. Most guys I date, they mom fall in love with me. And they be like, oh, we're going to dinner. Oh, I'm coming over your house. You cooking dinner? And I'm like, okay.
And then the son don't be nowhere in sight. So now I'm just like, I don't know what to do because her son out of town. He ain't even here. He in the Dakota somewhere, North Dakota. And I don't know what to do with her.
So let me so with that, Annetta, so now you start dating another guy and y'all, things is going on. And that mother,
one. I had my ex.
Let me finish the question.
She went out to dinner with me and my new guy. He bought all our food.
Oh damn.
Yeah. See, so your ex mother, you're dealing with this new guy, and then all of a sudden, this woman comes around, and you're like, oh, that's my ex's mother, so we still tight and all that. I wonder how would that make the new guy feel? Like, damn, like
that's a problem.
My friend, he never said anything. Actually, one day.
But I don't even think it's that. Sometimes it's the new girlfriend that may have the feeling about it, or
right.
It might be the new.
Like for Christmas, I went to her. She asked me to come over. I came over her house for Christmas. She turned to me and was like, "Are you still talking to such and such? I was gonna ask you to tell him to come." I called him and was like, "Hey," she said, da 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 da. He was like, "Oh, I'll come through."
Come through to another man's mother's house?
Yeah, he did.
Y'all,
I ain't doing
I'm
that.
speaking up the devil. Oh my God, Jesus Christ!
Who,
You
the
talking
mother?
about?
She should go to bed if that's the mother.
Hey,
Go
really?
to bed. Rockabye baby.
She an ex-military, ex-cop, and she worked for the government. That lady always awake.
She just said she about 50. She my age. What do you mean?
I don't know.
She just-
I know. I know.
Yeah,
I'm just
Shawty,
being mean.
you know,
I'm just
she-
being mean.
And she's so sweet. Like, it's nothing wrong with, like, she's so sweet. So it's not like I just don't know what to do because I feel like anything I say gonna break her poor little heart.
Well, you got to be.
And then
truthful
you know what? And then another thing is she's gonna actually beef with him too about it. And
I was gonna say she's in law enforcement. Ain't no such thing as breaking her heart.
well, not necessarily breaking her heart, but
She gonna be disappointed that y'all ain't together no more.
Right.
yeah,
Because she really cares about you and like you.
and then she gonna be on his butt too.
Yeah, like what did you do? What did you do?
And I can see that happening because my friend mom, she was like, "Oh my God, I really just want to. I think y'all be so good for each other." I was like, "No, well, we not."
Because the last time I had it, she was like, "I did not raise him." Oh, because I got some words. Because if he thinking, I was just like, "Oh wow, you're taking this really personal." Like I felt bad that I even said something to her because I'm like, "Dang, like so you're not gonna watch the kids this weekend? He got to work." Like that he didn't do. Like Jesus Christ. So I don't know. I don't know what to do with the mother. I don't know. I don't think I have.
Well, all I know is don't you feel no pity, no remorse, and try to take him back because of those relationships. Because that will definitely be a little tender part of your heart because you don't want to. All I'm telling you is,
y'all, I am well into this.
Away, you need
Hot girl spring just started.
With the braces falling off your legs.
I done had too much fun in the past 3 weeks already.
Shaughnessy, you need to relax.
No, I am. No, so you know the rule. Just relax. You know the rule. Always keep. You always gotta keep some in the pocket. You always gotta keep some in the pocket and just. I mean,
I have no.
Y'all
knowledge
teaching me a lot.
What you
A
talking
whole
about?
girl learning a lot. I gotta have.
keep one in the
some in the pocket.
Look, Annette, I just said I have no knowledge. What
y'all don't know what keep one in the pocket. So just let's just say, of course, single, you're dating, right? And you may weed them out, so to speak. But the others may not necessarily be bad people or anything. They're just not the ones that rose to the top at the moment. But that don't mean you gotta be like, yeah, I'm done with you. You ain't this, such and such is better. You just keep them in the pocket. Every now and then, they may see you on Instagram, Facebook. Hey, what's up? You might see him out, and you're like, oh, hey, what's up? And then once you're
her about to get you.
I'm gonna sing a song. We all know it. She may not. He walks downstairs alone in repairs. He sings a sinkity song. A slinger, marvelous thing. Everyone knows a slinky, a slinky, a slinky.
A slinky.
Slinky.
What is this word?
I thought that was a Christmas carol.
No, slinky.
You remember the toy?
That's a slinky toy, but
what that got to do?
Everybody, how old you are?
I just wanted to see if somebody's gonna make the connection to Sneaky Link, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have no sneaky links because I don't have to sneak. Y'all, my dog is like beating me up, trying to force me to rub.
Well, I enjoy talking to you guys, but I got a text message that I have to respond back to.
Sneaky Link.
So
it's him.
So you can't respond back while you on here?
The
fuck?
Oh, just a telephone call.
Yeah.
Respond to the text message.
I did. I said I'm about to call you.
Oh, see, that's why.
Oh, is that's the one who got the flowers? Well, you brought it up, so we in your business, no.
No, I should know.
That's
Yeah.
I don't know. That's man number one. I gotta get 2 more.
Yeah, too much. Yeah, too much. Listen, if Manetta's about to drop out, it's up to y'all if y'all want to talk about the fourth talking point. Actually, the fourth talking point.
Let's put it on to next week.
Yeah, because that was Willie's. That was Willie's point.
Oh yeah, let's hold off for that.
Yeah. But anybody got any closing comments? We could get out. We could get out early for
hot girl spring, hot girl summer activated.
I already know.
Yes, enjoy your life. Life is short. Have fun, flow, have organic love. If love ain't there, run. Keep it moving. Don't be trying to push something that's not there. Think of
I'm getting rid of the kids for the whole summer too.
Listen, have fun. Enjoy you. Be the best you. At the end of the day, you matter.
Remember, headshots are deceiving too.
You know what?
No, I don't need headshots. I need person. I'll see you in person.
I want to see teeth shots. I need people to start smiling and showing their teeth.
Yes.
And then people act like you can't tell the difference if you got dentures or if they regular. I know if you got dentures because your gums ain't that healthy looking.
Well, see, I haven't gotten to that point yet where I have to look into that kind of thing.
You'd be surprised.
I haven't.
Yeah, honey. It's some young ones that ain't got no teeth, girl.
So you gotta examine gums now.
They going to Miami and Atlanta. And
yes, absolutely. You are absolutely right.
I had one girl. She
veneers.
was a singer, and she had a gap, and her teeth was like they was trying to jump out her mouth. The other day she was on a live. I was like, "Girl, you look like Mr. Ed the horse now." That was
not damn. Y'all brutal, man.
Yeah, crazy.
Y'all brutal.
Herb, you got any closing comment?
No, man. I'm gonna finish the salad and sit back and just relax.
Let us see your salad. Okay, good job.
Oh, that look good.
That's a well-colored salad.
As a man with no living female, of course I cook well. How you think I got to be 250 pounds?
A salad is not cooking.
I thought Annette came over and fixed your salad.
No, she's tended to one of her animals. Might not be good.
You said Anita? Oh wow. Okay. All right, my closing comment is, and I'm gonna say it again.
I like how y'all slid past that, but okay.
Oh, I didn't know y'all wanted to take it further.
Go ahead.
I slid. He was like, she's tending to one of her animals. Okay.
So not tonight, maybe tomorrow night.
Right.
Gotcha.
I get it. You can eat
I gotta work tomorrow night. Try again.
I guess if Shaughnessy gonna be on Hot Girl Spring, I'll be on Golden Girl Spring.
Yes.
I'm leaving you alone.
I'm gonna direct his daddy in your direction.
Come on, you better. I just need 2 more. Just 2 more.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I'm never gonna be interested in being demoted. I don't want to be demoted at no job. I don't want to be demoted in no relationship. No, we're not friends. I don't wish no harm on you or anything like that. But no, we ain't got shit to talk about like that. Not on no friendly basis. When I think of a friend, you're telling them about your new adventures, stuff you did. I don't want to hear that stuff, especially if I still wanted to be with you. So that
it's
ain't
giving
gonna work.
bitter. It's giving bitter.
Yeah, that just sound better, bro.
Hey, well, call it what y'all want, whatever.
He ain't trying to hide it. He telling you.
Yeah, call it what you want. Yeah, call it what you want. It ain't about
me. I'm bitter.
So I'm supposed to be like, okay. So now I'm supposed to hear about you and Tyrone
and Melvin.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about Tyrone, Melvin, or the starting 5.
Yeah, I think that's disrespectful. I probably would not have a conversation about who I'm currently dating.
No, but I can still talk to you about the regular stuff that we talk about.
Right. But you do.
Negative, Batman. That ain't happening.
But listen,
negative.
Dave, every breakup is not a bad breakup.
And it's not.
Christine, do you have a cat?
No, that's my hair.
It's
I got
growing.
Oh. Because I was just like,
I saw that and I was like, wait. No, that was
every breakup is not a bad breakup, but I'm just
Right.
saying I'm gonna play the percentages that usually it's one person who still wants to be with that person.
and that's fine.
So
You
y'all
can still
gonna
want.
yeah, y'all not gonna sell me on that one, whatever. So call me bitter, petty, or whatever the case is.
So none of your females you dated, you don't have a relationship with any of your exes?
Oh, we friends like that, but we're friends.
What did you say?
Hold on.
We're friends.
But it's from a distance. It's from a distance. Like we could go 2 years without speaking. It ain't no regular thing. I'm talking about like a regular type thing. So I don't even know if I make the best friend because I'm the type whatever. Like shit, I could go a while without talking, and I might not call you.
But
you
if they call you,
me.
you're gonna be like, "Hey, what's up?" And start chopping it up.
It depends. If I know the nature of usually their conversations, I'm like, I don't feel like hearing this shit, whatever.
My best
You
male
was probably
friend
like that when you were together.
Right. My best male friend, he is my ex. And I talked to him about my friend or whatever, and he hasn't said anything. I mean, if he feels some type of way, oh shoot, he watched the show.
Let us know how the conversation come out. This might have triggered something for him.
It didn't. I'm sure it didn't. He's at work watching. Hi, best friend.
You played a lot of games tonight. So with that said, we're gonna get out of here early. We ain't gonna hold y'all hostage. We'll be back next Monday. Everybody, again, as we seen with the truth tonight, like the stuff is still out there. You got to be careful.
Be careful from these crabs. You don't want no crabs.
Right.
You Shaughnessy still stuck on them crabs with Homeboy. I wish
so
you
mad at you about these crabs.
But
guys have a great night.
Good night.
Everybody have a good night, and we'll see y'all.
All right, good night, everybody.
Keep chiming in the counselor's corner. We out.
All right, good night.
Good night.
What?